All right, so new day. Let's get you caught up to where we are and where we're going. So all the cabinets are in, the base cabinets are in, the handles are on, the closets are done. We have the uppers to do yet, but we're waiting on our slat wall, which will be coming hopefully Monday. These are just set up in place, just Matt wanted to get an idea what they look like. Out of everything we got delivered, and I will say ProSlat does a really good job making sure nothing gets damaged, they package it really well. FedEx, on the other hand, not so good. So they delivered, initially everything came to the hub on a trailer that's full-size semi, which has a really high inside height on the trailers. They took those off and then tried to deliver them in a stubby little trailer, and I think what they did is they had to end up breaking the pallets apart, but what they did is they tried to stuff it in without unstacking it. Here's some damage. We have here, obviously this was on the top, so they hit it here, and they actually caught this one too on the back side here, which will be fine, we'll be able to use that, but you know, it's unfortunate because ProSlat does such a good job of shipping things perfectly.
They have to be really smart.
They really have to beat it up and leave it to FedEx, you know. Anyway, long story short, we're gonna get that replaced. I'm gonna install it for now, unless they can get one ASAP, which is possible. So this is where we are now. We've got the one unit, somehow it came, I think it might have got mixed up with another order. That's supposed to be like these with basically a 5 drawer instead of a 3. So they're gonna send us the other, actually it's already on its way. It's gonna be here Monday with the slat wall. So that's easy, we'll just swap out the drawers. I ended up trimming this out today. So this opening for the attic stairs, took care of that off camera because Mike was doing some editing. So that was, you know, that's only like a 30-minute project anyway. So where I am now, I'm taking care of some drywall work, doing a little bit of blending where it goes from flat wall to texture. I'll show you what I've done. So normally I don't sand, but when you come where you want to blend it into texture, you need to sand where it fades into the texture. Even though I'm going to retexture this, if you leave this, you'll be able to see a line. So I go ahead and feather that in. I did it here. And then I did sand it right there too, in there. So my goal today is get this ready to texture. Trevor went to go get some lintels, which are for this door here that's going through. They're in, so he went to pick those up for me. So those are going above, they're basically headers. So he's going to grab those. So I'm gonna work on drywall. And what's next? ProSlat.
Yeah.
So when that comes Monday, I'm gonna get on that for the backsplash here. Then the uppers can go on top of the ProSlat. And then that back wall here, I think we've already mentioned this. This gets ProSlat. This whole back wall gets ProSlat. Here. Yeah. I mean, yeah, ProSlat slat wall. It's ProSlat brand. I'm sorry, I get stuck on the ProSlat. It's because it's slat and it's pro. All right, so this all gets slat wall. And then the other thing I need to do today is another coat of mud in here. This is just taped and with a single coat, so I'm gonna get this taken care of today and second coat that. And I do have a little work to do on this inside corner seams, so.
This is a little bit of boring stuff. But
it's pretty boring. Yeah. And at some point I may go upstairs and start drywalling that upstairs closet outside Matt's office, the upstairs office. Yeah. Okay. So that needs to be done too. So we'll just take everybody along for whatever we do today.
This is what we do.
Yep.
This is what it takes to build a garage. I mean, a lot of people don't understand, but
yeah.
It just happens.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. There's steps that need to be taken, Mike. This was a giveaway shirt.
People need to go like
buy some.
Yeah. Do something.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know what, Mike? You know what I was looking at last night? You sent me a link to the La Marzocca Porsche version. Sick. I think they're numbered too. Yeah. There's only so many they're going to make. So the espresso machine. I probably should maybe. Can we get those? Or can we get those? Can you call Luke and find out?
I don't think there's any connection with Luke because it's through Porsche.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's Porsche sells them.
You can't even buy it through La Marzocca. You have to go through Porsche.
Oh, lordy. So it's going to be super spendy.
No, it's $6,700.
So and what are they normally retail? 55? So it's 1,200 extra. Ooh.
But how sick of it?
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Okay, so I got that. It's got to go in that. And it seems like a mess, but it's not going to be too bad.
So the key to organization, I talked about this in the Rad Company video, just get it out of the box, get it into the cabinet roughly where you think it might go. And then you have to do this 2 or 3 iterations in order to get it where you want it. So I'm just gonna start taking stuff out of the boxes, put it in the cabinet, and then I'll actually do the organization part later on. It's gonna take me a little while. I do wanna take out, so some of the tools are gonna come out of the toolboxes. This is the Matt Moorman Koken Master Collection right here. So that's the full Master Collection of Koken tools. But I haven't ordered the Wera stuff, so I'm probably just gonna steal from my Master Collection I've set up there. That's gonna be a nice weekend project. Let's see if these things fit. Yeah, they will, nice. So these were all in the Lista array. These are the little Lista trays. Yeah, I guess you can fit 3 deep here. Just get them in here. But I've got some work to do over time to figure out exactly what kind of organization is going to happen in here. See, I told you this would go fast. This box would take 5 minutes. I couldn't leave this for Rusty. I couldn't do it. It's like too many years of just, bolts, nuts and bolts. So I think my plan here will be, just kind of roughly thinking about it, I think Milwaukee will go in here, Milwaukee Ego will go in here, AV equipment will go in the cabinet over there, which I won't have much. All I'll have is a node. These center drawers, I always put everything in the center. So the center drawers here will be, center drawer will be, I'm thinking screwdrivers. Start with 1/4 inch drive, 3/8, probably a little more 3/8 and 1/2 inch. So all of my socket ratchet stuff will go here. And we'll go from there, figuring out Knipex and stuff like that. And then, I don't know if fasteners will stay here, but I'm just putting it here to start. These actually fit pretty perfectly, don't they? Yep. That's sweet. It'll also help getting everything out of the boxes, then I can assess what I actually have. One of these is getting tossed. We'll just put these, throw these in one of these here and deal with it later. Boom. First drawer, first box empty.
Have a wet paper towel on hand to, because if you use dry fingers, to smear this, it doesn't work as well as having your finger a little bit wet when you do it. So, and then don't put too much. Want just enough. You know what I mean? It's just like mudding. Don't go crazy. I think we're done. And I actually like, this is one of the few tools I like from Husky. It's a nice caulking gun. I'm sure they don't make it. It's made for them, but it's pretty good. Nothing worse than a caulking gun when you let off the trigger, it keeps dribbling, squirting out. These don't do that. All I have really to do to that is fill those nail holes with painter's putty, sand it, and then I paint that trim when I do the rest of the trim. I'm gonna go ahead and fill all these holes up too. Remember where the old openers were bolted to the drywall basically, because only one bolt was holding them in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fill those up.
Okay.
Cool. Matt's gonna do what he does, piddle, professional piddler.
All right, out of a box, into a drawer, deal with it later. That's the stage I'm in right now, of organizing. Got a lot of stages of organizing to go. I'm tired of pushing these boxes around, so let's just get all this stuff into the drawer. And then I'll go through this and probably put most of this stuff in red bins to make it look pretty. But for right now, just need to get this stuff out of the box. These drawers aren't breaking a sweat though, that's good. It's good news for the ProSlat capabilities. Even with all that stuff in it, look, nothing. It actually feels a little better with the weight in it. Most people, this is how it would stay forever. You're like, oh, good. Just throw it in there. Actually, it wouldn't even be that good. They just dump it. Just take the box, pff, turn it upside down. Not us people. Yeah, look at that. See, you were stressing out about all that stuff. But a small dent in it. Chase, what do you think? You approve? Approve this organization structure? I think it's pretty good. It's not very excitable. You know, normal dogs, you drop that and they go crazy. Not this guy.
All right, so another little side project we're doing while we're doing the garage is the air handler used to be in here for this room and this hallway, and it didn't work. So they ended up putting a mini split in. So when we did that, we were able to eliminate this shelf where the air handler used to sit, and the plenum went through here, just like we did downstairs. So with the exception of this is a mini split so that the condenser's outside and the air handler is essentially the cartridge that's on the other side of this wall, the evaporative coil. So we eliminated this, but the problem is the drain line is outside of the wall, and we want to make this a closet area. We want to drywall it, put flooring in and all that. So what I have to do is cut the floor, subfloor, cut the drywall, and I'm going to put this condensation line inside the wall, under the floor, and connect it here. So that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Gotcha.
It's not kind of what we're doing, that's what we're doing.
It's just kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of, just kind of thinking about it.
Small little
It's just a little modification. Just go with all the other modifications. You know, brand new house, let's rip it apart and do some things.
Do you have any tips for people that are doing this?
Call a professional. I don't know, no tips. Take your time. As with any job, take your time. Don't rush, take your time.
If you happen to be in this exact situation.
If this exact one where you're exactly the same situation, take your time. Obviously, I have to move electrical too, like this. So what I'll end up doing here is this is a receptacle. So I think what we could do is I can put a second receptacle down here inside and then make that also a junction, and we'll run this Romex under the floor and up into that too while we're at it. And then we also have this one here, which appears to be a 12.3. Have to fix that up too. Oh, and then there's this one. Ay. There's some modifications that need to be had here. We'll come back to it, huh? Let's get the drain line done first, and then we can haul everything out of here and rework the electrical too. Yeah, this is a project in itself. Yeah. Okay.
So I think all this stuff will eventually go on the shelves that are going to go on the wall, theoretically. Although I wasn't planning on putting that bike there, but I think I'll still have enough room. Sometimes you got to make adjustments on the fly. This is N914. They send Adam's waterless wash, but that's not a good solution for this because it like adds a sheen. It's not good. Kind of nifty little method that they use to do that. I'll probably grab my microfiber towels and put those in here too. I have them in the laundry room, so we don't have any room in the laundry room. So stuff like this paint and stuff will go in that back closet that we're building. But for now, I'm just gonna put it in here and get it off the floor. I don't know about you guys, but I don't mind doing stuff 3-4 times. Like some people wouldn't do it. Like they get paralyzed with it. I don't want to do it twice. Well, to get it right, unless you would have to sit down and plan forever. I don't want to do that. I just want to put it in there, do some work, and I'm willing to do the work again if I have to get things organized. This is one of those things that even if I sat down and drew this out for hours on end, I'm still going to make adjustments. So why don't I just go with my gut, do it quickly, and then tweak it. At least that's the way I think about it. I'm a Core 59s, Mike. So we wired this garage for passive and active. So I got XLR and speaker wire just in case. So for now, I'm probably going to end up doing a center channel here as well. So I wired for center channel too. But these little cuties are gonna go up there on top of the cabinet. Looking all right, so C658 will power this until the new node icon comes out, and then we'll swap this. Subover is gonna kind of chill right over here. It's gonna be good. What are you looking for?
Paint cans.
They're in the cabinet over there. It's already, the rifling's already got to start. I hide everything, and I'm going to move around 9 times. You'll never figure it out. All right, well, you saw this corner before. It's filled with stuff, right? So now I've got it placed somewhere. And it's funny when you have a big array of cabinets like this, it swallows up 5 boxes of stuff and doesn't even bat an eye. You know, I kind of put the speakers in the corners here, get those out of the way. I got all my Coke and stuff out and ready. What I'm going to likely do, we turned that unit off. I wonder if the other unit works. I should ask him that. I was thinking about.
That one in the hallway was off.
Is it? Are they both off? Okay. All right. Well, never mind then. I'm going to sweat this weekend. I was thinking maybe I'll just come out here and turn the AC on and turn the Ego fan. But our system is down because we got to cut the door next week. So I do have a couple. I have one damaged upper. The FedEx guy put it in too low of a truck and they jammed it up. So this one's a little dinged, which is fine because it's in the back, but this one in the front, I don't think we can repair. So we're going to install them anyway, but we're waiting for the slat wall. That should be here on Monday or Tuesday. And so in between, in interim, I'm going to get all my Koken, Wera, all that stuff set up here. That's kind of my job. I'm using that also as an opportunity to kind of build out my packages and stuff. And I'll show you that. I'll probably set up the camera and show you some of that stuff this weekend, and of me working on the ToolGrid and setting up the drawers. I think I'll probably ToolGrid right over top of the smushy stuff. I'm not sure. I may take this out. We'll leave the cabinets like this. I'm going to call my friends at Car Supply's warehouse. I'm going to call Eric and Jason and get them to send me a roll of PPF because I'm going to PPF these countertops. And so next week we'll continue on the project, continue working. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. We're making some progress. This place is going to be awesome.
Okay, so new day. We're upstairs. We're upstairs in the in what's going to be a storage closet. If you guys remember, I think I've explained before. The air handler used to be here for this room. So all the pipe was external. The electrical was external. It was hidden under this shelf that was here. This pipe used to come down the wall. So what I did was I cut the wall part, cut this pipe out, and then I plumbed it. This is the drain line for condensate. So I put this in to carry the condensate out so it's not outside the wall. I also bought an access panel because if you ever have to pull this cartridge, this evaporative coil off the wall, you need to be able to remove this flex line from inside this pipe. So when I drywall this, I'm actually going to put in an access panel here. So if you ever have to pull it loose, I use gaffer's tape, Mike.
Nice.
You know, it's your gaffer's tape. So anyway, you can pull this tab, pull the tape off, and pull this flex line out of the bell end of this PVC. So that way it is serviceable. So all I have to do is patch the floor, patch this drywall, and then we're going to end up rerouting all this electrical, filling in this drywall with, well, filling in the void with drywall, and then we can get this mudded. This is kind of a sub project to the garage. Garage takes priority, but anyway, in the meantime, while we're waiting for mud to dry, I can work on this.
Nice. And then our stuff should be getting delivered today.
Slat wall.
Fingers
So we can start doing slat hopefully today. I'd like to do the backsplash so that way then the cabinets can go in above them.
Cool.
And we're waiting for one replacement cabinet too, but that's not critical.
Yeah. Nothing's critical, Mike. We're just
Everything's
building
critical.
garages.
Everything's important, Mike.
Like, what type of hat are you wearing? Is that your favorite?
It's one of my favorites. This is the Carhartt color. Carhartt brown. I don't know what we call it, but I call it Carhartt brown.
People should probably go help us out.
Yeah, they should buy some of these. You know,
Yeah.
We keep talking about this, promising the people that there's going to be some OG Carhartt shirts.
Oh, Bryce needs to leave a comment down below.
Hey, Bryce. Bryce. Well, Nate's on the team now, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he's helping Bryce. So
They can leave
the last I heard, we were going to do black, I think black and like gray. Now, maybe there's some other colors that will be available in the future, but I'm going to probably ditch most of these shirts and go with the Carhartt.
Are they going to be? Is there going to be a limited run of signed Mike F edition?
No, I don't think people want that, Mike. But I'll sign my own on my tag. That way no one steals my shirts.
Comment down below if you want a signed edition.
Mike, shut
of
up.
the Mike
How about a
F.
Mike? How about a Mike Waba signed shirt? All right, so enough of that BSing.
Yeah.
So that's the plan for this. We've got drywall mud drying. I'm gonna go downstairs and let's track that. See if they give us a time frame when it might be here.
9 to 5. That's all.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
That's
checked.
Estes, huh? It'll be here at 4:50,
6 p.m.
4:59.
Yeah.
All right, so this is as far as I can go on this today.
You're getting pub subs for lunch, aren't I?
We are. We ordered them. You're getting a pub sub too, Mike.
That's what I like to see.
Oh,
Trevor put in his order.
your order has been received. I went ahead and get roast beef, double meat, Mike.
You see, I can't splurge like that. That's
Come on, Mike.
spendy.
It's $3. I do have to fill these because these are the speakers that were here are no longer. So I guess we can work on that. We can fill these, Trevor.
What's your tip for filling a square like that? You have to screw a
So
piece of wood or
what I
something?
do is get a piece of drywall, and that's a little bigger than this, basically. And you can do two things. You can either take the patch, put it over top, trace around the patch, cut around so it's an exact fit, or you can measure this, cut a piece that's this exact size. The only thing is, there's nothing to attach it to, right? So you take a piece of wood, preferably like a piece of 2x4, and rip it so that you can put it inside here. Then you screw the wood through the drywall into the piece of wood, and then you screw the patch to the piece of wood. I'll have to match this texture because this is a pretty visible area. That's a good looking black series. Ooh, that's a good one. That means that's prime.
All right, everybody, I'm doing what I do best. So while Mike and Trevor are doing the stuff that they do best, I've been doing what I do best all weekend. So look at this. 1/4 inch. These are stud tools. So for, you know, you double nut things to get studs removed, having a stud kit and having metric and SAE, this mostly Koken. So Koken has that. Wera, so a little combination of the three. These are my favorites from those. So this is my favorite curated combination of tools. Of course, I bought the entire darn catalog from all these companies and then kind of went through and picked out, what I like the most. And so I'm building out, this is what I would call the master collection. I'd say this drawer is probably $4,000 or $5,000, worth of tools, retail, in this drawer. Probably $800, $600 worth of ToolGrid, something like that. Nah, that's heavy. Probably $300 worth of ToolGrid. I'm going to add it all up for you so you have an idea. But remember, these are 40-inch wide cabinets. So the internal structure of the drawer is 30 and change. Actually, this is the stuff that dreams are made of, I think, man. I'm going to put in this work to build this garage for myself. Yeah, see, it's roughly 36 wide, and then I think it was 20, like 19 and 3/4 deep. And so I was able to fit quite a bit into each drawer. So that's the 1/4 inch. Here's the 3/8. I actually made a video, go check that one out, of me kind of doing some of the detail work here on this drawer. And over the weekend, there's a lot of redundancy here. You don't need all these different sizes, right? So I have the pivoting head and the fixed head. I've got the, I've got pivoting and fixed in all different sizes. These are the 1/4 inch body with a 3/8 inch anvil. And then in the sockets, we have a lot of redundancy, right? So you have Z series, which is really, really shallow. And then you have nut grip, which has the little ball bearing on it, so it holds onto the nut. And then we have, the regular 6-point. And then I have 12 points. And then we have surface drive. All the exact same thing. They're all the same size. That's all metric. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types, and there's a couple of other extras in here as well. 6, 7 different types of socket that all do the same thing. So you don't need all of those. And so that's what I'm going to kind of par this down to. In a perfect world, you want all those different types of sockets just in case. It makes the user experience better. But certainly you could also possibly skip, the mid-depth things. But this is a curated solution. Here's a classic example of curation. These are Z series, which are thinner walled. I think a better tool, more precise, a little bit more expensive. So they make it 8. So they make it in 7, 8, 10. So they skipped 9. So I went and added the regular 9, and so I can complete the whole set. And so I have an entire Z series set with one non-Z series to just kind of complete the set of 8 all the way through the full sizing. I'm doing the same thing with the deep well stuff, and that we're going to pick Z series when available, and then sometimes like these, they didn't make a Z series ratchet. So same thing with extensions. They make they only make 3 sizes of the Z series, but they make many more sizes of their extensions. Their wobble extension is amazing. Their locking extension is amazing. So I start with the whole catalog, work my way through it, figure out what I want to buy it all. And now we're down to a 60% master collection. Then from there, I can say, what are the 20% of the whole catalog we actually absolutely have to have? 1/2 inch, because the 1/2 inch stuff takes up so much more space. I had to put many more of the sockets. Also, the deep well stuff doesn't fit in these drawers. They're not tall enough to fit a 1/2 inch deep socket. So but I was able to fit the 3/8 deep well sockets. And then Koken only makes 1 ratchet, and so I found my favorite ratchets from Stahlville and Wera to build my ratchet set. Then down here, I'm working on, this is a really expensive drawer, my Stahlville torque wrenches. I like the N series the most. So this is you pull the cap, set your torque spec, and then these have the head, which is removable. So you can do all different types of heads depending on what you're going to do, but you only need one of each type. So this is the 1/2 inch. I forget which size they call this. This is the 735/10. So this size cullet, or whatever you want to call that, receiver. So I have from 1 Newton meter all the way up to, I think that this one goes to 650 Newton meters. And I'm covering the entire basis with 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch anvils. I could do a 3/4 if I wanted to, but I've never used the 3/4 and the torque wrench on anything except for the Porsche, and I already have those tools. So these will replace all my sonic torque wrenches. These are, I think, the best torque wrenches on the planet. I have a bunch of fancy ones if you want a sweet deal on some digital ones. I like the click style better, so I like these regular analog gauge. Then this is something I'm going to talk to ProSlat about. I don't like the drawer sizing. These are a great size, but I think that this drawer here is quite a bit of waste of space. So what I would like to see is take this 3rd drawer and this bottom drawer and divide that up, and I guess possibly just take the bottom drawer and make it 2 slightly taller drawers. So make them 5 inch drawers or 6 inch deep drawers if possible. Let's see, how big is this? Just cut this in half. Yeah, you could make 2 6 inch drawers versus these are 4.5 inch drawers. I think that would be an awesome option if they could create that for us. So I'm going to reach out to them and see if maybe we can convince them to do that. Having spent time with the handles, I know they stick out a bit. They're not in the way. I mean, they're comfortable to lean against, and if you do come up over the edge, you're not going to catch your pocket. You'd have to walk backwards, and then even then, And now I'm taller, so I guess if you were, 6 inches shorter, maybe you could catch your pocket on it, but it'd be really odd for you to have that happen. So I really like these handles. I think they're great. So anyway, I'm working on screwdrivers. I got this drawer done, the straight blade. So we'll go straight blade stuff, Phillips, and then we'll just kind of fill in and start putting things in drawers, figure it out. That may be wrenches, Knipex, I'm not sure. But this is a lot of fun. Our slat wall arrived. This stuff is awesome, man. I hate taking this out. I think ToolGrid makes this for them. Really nice. So anyway, I'm gonna keep working through it and cut these pieces.